Hello and welcome. We're on day 4. So I want to start seeing some questions and let me know how everyone's doing. Today we're going to talk about living in the now and not waiting for the perfect moment. So I'm going to give you guys a few days. I was sitting here for a few days, we're in trouble. A few minutes to hop in and ask any questions you may have. I'm going to open up my Facebook page so I can see the questions live. It's a little easier to respond and see them in the computer than live in the cell phone, because then I can actually, it looks so weird seeing myself talk and it's delayed. It's real time, obviously, on the phone. It's delayed on the computer. But that way I can type and respond to you if needed. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about living in the now, and a lot of it is going to be about building your confidence muscle. And there's a few steps that we're going to go over to help implement that. So open up the computer. Great, and we'll go ahead and dive in and get started. So we've gone through a lot of different tools and resources. These are going to be your go-to when you're having those days when you're questioning yourself, wondering whether or not you can do something. These are all going to be tools that you're going to be able to have in your toolbox to go back and reference. Now, when I say stop looking for the perfect opportunity, what do you think that means? I don't mean to give up. It's actually the opposite. It means take action. So a lot of times we make excuses, right? And we make up stories as to why we can't do something. We may say that we are bored, or it wasn't fun, that we don't know how to do it. It could be that you'll do it when you have more time. I'll do it when I lose 5 pounds. I'll do it when I finish school. I'll do it when the kids go to bed. I'll do it when I get a new job. And suddenly those things don't happen as quickly as we thought they would, and we find ourselves postponing again. So we need to look for what our go-to story is and what our default story is and address that. What we want to do is build the confidence muscle. So if you take a situation that you can, maybe you're going through now, or something that you went through previously, and look at it and look at what you were saying to yourself at that time. What was the go-to? What's your story? What is it that you constantly tell yourself? So situations come up and you have something you want to do, you're all fired up, and then your light goes dim. Why? In our mind, we have these loyal soldiers, they say, or negative self-talk, limiting beliefs. What is it that's going through your head as your excuse for not taking action? What is the perfect moment that you think is going to come that's going to change everything? And if you've made this perfect moment so perfect that it's probably never going to happen, the fear is actually creating this story to prevent you from trying, so you can't fail, because you're waiting for this perfect moment, so you're afraid of failing. What we're going to work on is building the confidence muscle. And there's 5 steps that you want to be aware of and go through and make sure that you have in place, so you can revisit the same story that you thought that you couldn't do, and you thought that you had to wait for that perfect moment, and make the perfect moment now. Okay? You guys ready to play? So the first thing is preparation builds confidence. If you go into something blindly, think about when you start a new job, even in high school, you're sitting at lunchtime, you're sitting at a new table. When you go to work and you don't know what to expect, you're a little bit uneasy, you're nervous. But after you receive some training, or once you start getting comfortable, when you think of back in high school, okay, now you have the table that you can sit at, you know where you're going, now you start to build your confidence. The same thing works in our daily life. So look at something that you want to achieve and what do you need to do to prepare for it. So you put the preparation in place. That's going to be step 1. Step 2 is have your mental resources available to build confidence. So all these things we're going through during the course of the week, things are going to creep up on you no matter how much you want to do something. Some type of self-doubt's going to kick in. You're going to have a day where you feel off. But pull from these different resources depending on what's going on for you and have them readily available. Know that you're about to tackle something big and you want to have everything all lined up. So these are going to be your go-to. If you're just starting to practice things like this, it's not going to be natural for you to reach for them because you haven't done it yet. So maybe make a quick little short list for yourself from the things we went over this week. And make it a quick resource tab that you can reflect on. Maybe it's the front page of your journal. And make that your go-to to get yourself in the right state of mind to prepare for whatever it is that you're doing. Then you want to remember, when things get difficult, that adversity actually builds confidence. So if you think about the things that have come easy to you in life, and things that just flowed flawlessly, you probably didn't walk away feeling like, hey, I did this, right? You don't have that puffed up, confident feeling because it was too easy. So when things get hard and you work through it, that's actually where your confidence comes from. Because you didn't think that you could do it, you pushed through anyway, and to know that you tried, know that you pushed through and came out on the other side, that's where you get your confidence and courage from. Make sense? The next thing that you want to do is look for support. What is your support system right now? If you don't have a support system, get a support system. Whether it be friends, family, a coach, everyone needs someone that has their back, that's in their corner, and that's there to bounce ideas off of and to kind of just be there for them. To be in the world alone with nobody supporting you, nobody having your back, and nobody to share your stories or your triumphs with, it's difficult. Everybody needs a coach. If you think of an athlete, the reason athletes are successful is because they have a coach. If not a coach, a friend. If not a friend, a family member, a partner. Who is it that really builds you up? So some people, you know who to avoid. You know the people that are actually going to tear you down. Those are the ones you want to stay away from because they're going to reactivate all these things you're trying to work through. And they're going to trigger all those areas where you're doubting yourself. So avoid those people. Lastly is your confidence is validated by successful outcomes. So if you never try, and if you just kind of remain status quo, you're not going to be able to build your confidence. Did you hear that? If you don't try, you can't build your confidence. So, that's why we're going to try. So we're going to revisit that story and revisit whatever it was that you tried to do that didn't work out for you and try it again. How many famous people, how many stories have you heard about Benjamin Franklin, Oprah, Walt Disney, all these people with these stories where they've tried and tried and tried and kept going and they're successful, right? If you do something one time and give up, you're not going to be able to build that confidence muscle. So instead of looking for the perfect time, we're going to make the perfect time now. You ready? So we're going to return to the very idea, and remember, you are the only person that's sabotaging yourself. You are the only person who is giving up, and you are the only person that has convinced you that you cannot do it. No matter what anyone says, you make the final decision. So now, the decision is going to be to take action. So I went through the 5 steps that you want to have in place. And now I want you to prove to yourself that you can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. So the first thing I want you to do now is name the story. And you can follow through on the worksheet. Name the story. What is it that replays every single time? I gotta turn my air conditioning on, it's hot here. What is the story that replays every time that you try something? We all have one. Have that awareness and know what the story is. Name the story. I'm too tired. I have to lose weight. What's the story? What's the perfect outcome, the perfect situation that you're waiting for? Okay? Then, to build your confidence muscle up, start gathering the action steps that you need in order to do it. Okay? Let that story go. The story is in the past. Now you're focused on problem solving. Remember we talked about that? And how to take action. So what are the steps that you need to do to achieve it? Stop worrying about the problem and look at how to solve the problem. What is the ideal outcome? Okay, you tried this once, you didn't do it, whether you tried or you didn't do it at all. What's the ideal outcome? What's the best outcome of what could be if you follow through on this? Okay? And then from there, what is the impact that it will have on your life by completing it? So think about how your life is going to change, how you're going to feel by completing this. You're going to feel stronger, happier. What are you going to feel? And how is it going to impact you or others around you? From there, once you do it, once you try, what's possible? And how are you going to make it happen? So back to the action steps. So looking at what the steps are, looking at the outcome, and then kind of rechecking your steps basically. And then do it. Just do it. To share and declare. Okay, I'm going to keep saying that all the time, so get used to it. Share and declare. Talk to the group. Talk to the people around you. Declare what it is that you're doing. We went through a lot of tools this week. It's a lot to take in. These workshops are usually, you know, it could be a couple of hours long, and we're doing condensed versions, so you're getting 15 minutes of a workshop that can typically be a couple of hours because it's a lot of self-work. So you want to keep up, keep journaling, keep working through this, and share your progress, share your updates, okay? Post them in the group. I want to hear what's going on. Any questions, post them in the group. And I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow with our final lesson. And as a reminder, next week we're going to be talking about forgiveness. So if you or someone you know really needs to start working on forgiveness, whether you need to forgive yourself, forgive someone else, forgive something from happening, we're going to work on forgiveness. 5 days of forgiveness. Okay? Love you guys. Bye-bye.